installment of the next series. I am Christian Bamatayo, Savior School Tech Integration Coach, and I will be your facilitator for today's webinar. The next series is a project of the Savior School Next Teachers. Our hope is through this endeavor, we get to help fellow educators be more prepared in teaching in the new normal context. Should you have questions or reactions to the presentations given today, feel free to post them as a comment on our YouTube Live. Also, certificates will be given to attendees of this session. All you have to do is to finish the broadcast and answer a short evaluation link, which will be given to you soon. Now, to get us started, we have a speakers going to be talking about the context we're going to be facing in this new normal. This new normal context we're all facing brings us, teachers, and our students into a virtual world of sorts. And because of this, making sure that our students act accordingly becomes even more important. To talk about how to be a citizen in a digital world, we have a computer teacher in Xavier School. She's also an ed tech coach and a certified Apple teacher. Fellow educators, let's all welcome Miss Sarah Viana.
So, digital citizenship. Okay, so let's understand first its concept. As we all know, digital citizenship helps us understand what all technology users should know to use technology appropriately and responsibly. There are a lot of things that digital citizenship has to offer for us to be safe online, but we'll just focus on this: screen time management, privacy management, digital footprints, cybersecurity, critical thinking, and empathy. Note that when you try to involve yourself online, you are already considered as part of the digital world and you will be governed by different policies which is related to digital citizenship. Okay, so are you one of those people who likes posting a lot of things online? Like a lot of things online, like your health, your property. For example, you bought this new house, a car, a new pen, your favorite tumbler or so. Then your hobbies, posting things like where you travel, what are the things that you did today, you jog, you did a lot of exercise. Then your education, you enrolled to this course, you graduated from college, and your family. The picture of your cute little boy or a dog. That is also a family member. All right. So since we're already posting a lot of things online, it is always efficient, it is always effective for us and applicable to manage privacy, to be involved in everything that has a lot to do with cybersecurity, to avoid the risk and threat that we have online, and of course, try to lessen digital footprints. These are things that we leave behind when we use digital tools like, for example, Facebook. You have an old Facebook account and you wanted to create another one, so you just disable this old Facebook account and make use of the new one. But did you know that your information on the disabled Facebook account is still there? So that's digital footprint. So let's dig into the first how. Our first how is: how much is your information? Did you know that your information has a price? Someone makes use of your information and then afterwards sell it or earn money from it. This information may be your location, your name, your favorite food, or your favorite music. Haven't you noticed when you try to log into YouTube, probably watch for the Carpenter's music video or BTS or K dramas, and then suddenly the next day when you wake up, you will have a lot of suggestions with regards to the things that you search on YouTube. How is that even possible? Well, Someone did a lot of predictive analytics. Someone did a lot of research and collected this information from you so that they can share other suggestions that you might be interested in. Now, let's have this example. You have this wearable. You like it a lot because it helps you monitor yourself when you're doing a lot of things with regards to your fitness, jogging, walking, push ups, and then you go outside your village or some place where you always want to go to exercise. And when you rest, when you go back home, you realize and check your phone that you have been receiving a lot of things already that is or might interest you. For example, a cafe near where you always jog, a mall near where you always go, or probably some healthy apps or health monitoring apps that can help you be more into fitness or improve your health. Now, why am I getting these advertisements? Because when you save your information out there in the cloud, someone gets it, create an advertisement about it, and send it back to you. That's creepy. How can someone get to know the things that I do, and how can someone make use of it? Well, that's technology. And there are also some instances wherein your get to access by passwords get to access by someone because you don't know where to place them. You write it on a piece of paper, you save it on your phone and such. Now, Google has a way of managing it for us, your password and your information that is like this. For example, oh, I don't want to forget my password, but I don't know where to place it properly. When you log in using your account for the first time, you may want to save it on Google. And then afterwards, if you want to try to check it out again, you just have to go on settings of your Google and then look for passwords there and you will be navigated with this. Now I'll try to cover this because you will see a lot of things about me, but you just have to click the show button, show icon over there. Okay, I'm just looking for one. Okay, cool. This one, it will ask for an access. You should allow it, and then you will see the password to that account. So for this account that I'm hiding from you, the password is Save Your School. Okay, now you can just click the icon, the show icon to hide it again. The security features ask for the password of your laptop of your account first before you can get an access. So based on the security level, it's good. So you don't need to write down your password elsewhere. It's just there on the cloud, safe with Google. Now, but that's just one thing. That's just password. Now here, myactivity.google.com. I want to know, for example, you want to know if Google gets the access to your activity. Yes, and that is why sometimes you get advertisement on your Google account. Alright, so let's try. If you are on your computer right now, if you're on your laptop, it's cool to write down myactivity.google.com. Okay, this actually shows a lot of activity that you're into using your Google account. Then let's see. Again, on your browser, write down myactivity.google.com. Okay, enter. And then it will navigate you to this page where you can see all of your activities online. So for my end, when I use this account, the next series Gmail account, it will show me the things that I did with this account. So I used Viber, I used Messenger, I used Facebook. Alright, so Samsung. Then on the sidebar, you will see a lot of other features that you can maximize if you want to manage your activity. You may also delete that. You always have an upper hand of your information. That is what you need. If you want Google to forget about it, you can just delete it. If you want Google to forget about certain information in a certain range, for example, from June, let's say June 12 to June 19, click next. These are the things that it will delete. Next, okay, and then there you go. It will always give you privacy tip, but of course, you have to read them and make use of it. That's just one feature. It's kind of creepy because Google gets to know your information, your activity, but of course, as a user, you will always have an upper hand as to which one is accessible for Google. Will you made accessible for Google and for yourself only. Okay, next. Now, for those who keeps on wearing wearable and then having their Google account signed in, Google Maps has it for you. Since I am here in the province, when I check this part of Google offerings, I noticed that it was able to identify where am I located. So it's cool if you're lost, but it's not if you're kind of weirdo when it comes to security. So let's see. On your browser again, please write down www dot on the address bar google.com/maps. Okay, cool. And then if you try to enter that using of course your email account or you're signed in to it, and then you will see there. So I'm currently on this place. Of course, I'm going to blur out the exact address over there on the upper left corner of the screen. So you will see that this is also how others were able to locate and find you. But this is Google, so it's kind of safer. But how about the other applications? Okay? You have to limit your information. You have to know what should be placed on your browser, what should be placed on your social media account, and what should be kept inside your locker. What are the things that you will not say to people, and what are the things that you will just keep to yourself? Okay? That is how first we can erase some footprints that we leave in the digital world, how we can lessen the risk and threats when it comes to cybersecurity, and of course, privatize our information online. Now, okay, so that's for me as a person, but how about if I want to share Digital Citizenship Act to my student or to my child? So we will now focus on screen time management, critical thinking, and empathy, but more of screen time management. Let's see. Your child right now, given the setup, is engaged to the digital world. And it might frustrate you as a parent, it might confuse you as a teacher on how you can manage them. Okay? There are some reports online saying this report is coming from Common Sense Media. All right. So, tween and teen media. There are a lot of people right now, especially youngsters, who uses their phone a lot. And that may affect screen time management. Screen time management is the time, or screen time is the time you spend when you are looking or using a gadget, when your eyes is exposed to radiation and all. Alright, so that is screen time. Now, how do we manage that? Of course, we would like to lessen. Here's another report. The maximum is a lot of students or a lot of people or tweens and teens are spending 2 to 4 hours online using their gadgets. And we don't want them to get a problem with regards to their eyes when they get older because they're just spending too much time on their gadgets and they cannot avoid that. Now, you as a teacher or you as a parent might ask, how will I do this? Okay, these are the back or the things that we want to see, the effects of too much screen time. More screen time means more weight because we don't move anymore. You're just spending your time seated looking at the gadget. Of course, vision issues, chronic neck and back pain, that's clear. Poor sleep. There is a study that if you use too much gadget, you're spending too much time looking at the gadget and all, you will have it will have a disadvantage on your sleep routine. Okay, instead of sleeping 8 hours, you will just be sleeping for 3 hours because it has a brain effect. Then cognitive impaired function. So focus might get lessened because of this one. So consider this. According to commonsense.com, you may want to consider the question how much is too much. Spending 15 minutes focus on the screen is good enough. And check out your habits. For example, instead of asking your students to use one platform or asking your child to use one application, you ask them to use other things and other things and other things online that, of course, may help them on their studies, but it's not helping them with regards to screen time management. So, what will you do? Manage your habits. Try to look for a platform that will provide everything that you need to let your students or to let your child learn without spending too much time on screen time. All right? So, excuse me, but there we could have a problem here. 15 minutes on a certain lecture, and I still have to manage my students? How is that even possible? Well, of course, less is more. We provide that is why we now have a setup with regards to synchronous and asynchronous activities. But of course, to provide you more help, okay, how will we be able to manage that? You might want to look at this app that we use to manage student behavior online. Okay, they call it Class Dojo. This is one of the cutest. Okay, you don't need to let your students sign in as a teacher or as a mom. You may just want to write down their names or put them in to Class Dojo. Just create an account to Class Dojo. Put in your name. Put in the name of your student. Sorry, and then afterwards, I use this to monitor their behavior. For example, before the start of your class, you will say, "Okay, everyone, I will use Class Dojo to check who's paying attention and then who's not, and then you will earn positive points." If they know that their behavior is being managed, your 15 minutes will be budgeted well. They will pay attention and you will not spend too much time asking them to settle and so. Okay, so let's see. This is an example of Class Dojo. This is our account. So you just have to log in, you have to create an account, use it, and then afterwards, log in. You will be navigated to any of your class. Let's have this. You will have your student's name. For example, let's have Shane. Oh, Shane is performing well in his group activity or in her group activity, so you'll earn 1 point. Or for example, you are a Filipino teacher and you want to use words in Filipino to improve or to, of course, affirm the behavior of your student. Let's say masikap. You have to just write it down, choose the icon that you feel fits into the behavior, and then save. Cool. And then afterwards, if you go back to your class, you will now be able to see that the behavior that you add is there. And let's try to give Louis 1 point for being masikap. And there you go. If the students, this is of course more applicable to our grade school boys or girls, if they feel that they are being monitored online, their behavior is being monitored online, they will find it easy for the class, or they will find it easy to focus on your discussion. That's one thing you can manage screen time. I mean, not spending too much time explaining and then getting the attention of your students, but then just giving out the instruction and keeping in mind that, oh, I can just make use of any behavior management tools to lessen the time that I spend with my students instead of asking them to behave. And so, all right, there's one more thing. If you're someone who wants to teach digital citizenship to your students, of course, we don't want them to give this kind of lecture because, teacher, I don't like it. I don't feel like, I don't. I just want to sleep right now. Well, we have that, right? So, so what we can do is, of course, provide them with gamified tools that can enrich their knowledge with regards to digital citizenship. That is also to apply critical thinking. What are the tools that I personally use to give my students some activities with regards to digital citizenship? These are DQ World, and what Google offers right now is that you are internet awesome or be internet awesome. For DQ World, they have this feature for an entire school wherein they will get the grade of your school, submit it into an international level, and then be recognized. But if you just want to make it simpler, you can just create an account for your students, give the account to your students, and then let them play with it. Let's have a demonstration, all right? Let me just pull this out a bit. I'll just pull out my browser, and then I will write here DQ. DQ World, that's the name. It's not the ice cream, so you just have to click this. DQWorld.net. Now I have already created an account for this one, so I just hope that it will run fast. Okay, cool. Alright, this is my account as a teacher. Okay, so let's just try to enlarge that. Now go to your student site. I'm just going to demonstrate to you how it looks like on your student end. Oh, cool. There, it has a music, a playful music that will let your student be, oh, this is fun and so. Okay, I will not discover how to play. Do you hear that? I'll try to make it louder. Cool. Alright. I finished step 1 already. And then I'll just go to stage 2. Sorry, stage 2. Now there will be some videos that will help you understand what is or what type of digital leader you are. But we will skip that because I don't have much time. Okay, cool. Here. Sorry. Go here. Okay, wait for it to load. Start. So that's what we do. And it will have such this. Now, after answering this question, it will allow you to play DQ World games with regards to digital citizenship. You see? That's just one. Now here's another one. Let me just close that because it's kind of noisy. What I ask my students to use is just write down be internet awesome, and then you will be navigated to this page. Click on the first link that you'll see, and here. Now, as a teacher, you may want to browse on a lot of things here, but of course our students are not fond of doing so, so let's just click explore interland. There you go. It's a game like or a gamified way for Google to teach our students how to deal with or learn more about digital citizenship. And so it's kind of magical. It's going to provide you a lot of things about this. It's kind of exciting. It's actually really like a game. And so there's your friend. That's your character. And that's your interland. Alright? Now I'll leave this part to you. I'll leave the exploration part to you because I feel that, of course, you will like it better if you'll have more time playing with it. Cool? Yeah, I know, right? So, at the end of everything, the reason why we are actually dealing with digital citizenship is because we want our students to be safe online as well as you. We would like people to understand that Despite being online, despite the current setup, we should know how to be safe. And how can we integrate that to our students is first, let's try to make things or let's try to engage the student first to digital citizenship, know its purpose, and then understand its values. It is important, even though you feel that this is like, oh, we already know this. This is like our values class. No, it is important to understand how you should act online so that you can be safe, so that we can avoid some factors concerned with in concern concerning with mental health, online actions, and online safety. Okay, so that's it for digital citizenship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. At this point, we will be having a 3-minute break. If you have reactions or questions to Sarah's presentation, you can post them as a comment on our YouTube Live, and we will do our best to address them after all the speakers have delivered their presentations. And speaking of YouTube Live, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page to be updated of webinars we are going to be offering. See you in 3 minutes. Welcome back. Our next speaker will be talking about making our presentations more interactive to promote greater engagement, which becomes difficult given the way many of our lessons are going to be delivered, especially in this new context. She is a grade school computer teacher and an edtech coach. She is also an Apple and Google certified educator. Everyone, let's all welcome Miss Angela Ligumbres.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I am Angela, and today I will be talking about how we can utilize Google Slides in creating interactive presentation for online distance learning. So Google Slides is actually one of the productivity tools offered by Google that lets us create presentation, just like Microsoft PowerPoint and Keynote. The good thing about Google Slides is that it is agnostic, meaning you can use any device in accessing it. You can use your laptop, you can use your tablet, you can even use your cell phone. As long as you are logged into your Google account, it doesn't matter what device you're using. You can even start using your laptop and continue editing using your cell phone. That's fine. Okay? So our main coverage for today's discussion will be all about, of course, how do we start creating our very own Google Slide presentation? How do we add multimedia elements such as photos and videos? And then how do we make our presentation interactive using the internal and external linking feature? And of course, how do we make it available to our students? Okay, so let's start by me showing you this short video clip wherein this presentation actually has a video embedded on it. So is that possible? Yes, it is possible that you will just simply embed a video taken from YouTube or other external source. So how do we actually do this one? Let me show you a short demonstration. So first, of course, we have to open a new tab and go to slides.google.com. Okay. Now, from there, you will see all of the presentations that you have created. And from there also, you can start already your new presentation. You can start a blank. You can start from scratch, or you can also choose among the templates provided by Google. But for now, let's start from blank. Okay. Okay, there. Now, if you once you start a presentation, it would be best if you can already rename it so that, let's say, for example, you were not able to finish it, it will be easier for you to look for the presentation if you want to continue editing it. For now, let's name it a sample presentation. There. And then let's say, for example, you want a different theme, you can choose among the themes here. Okay? Or if you did not see this one, all you have to do is just simply click this theme and then there you can choose. Or let's say you want to choose the theme that you used in your other presentations. Can you do that? Yes. All you have to do is just click the import theme and then choose the theme or choose the presentation that you would want to have the same theme. So let's try this one and then click select there, and then you may have to select it once more there and then click import theme. So once you click the import theme, you will notice that the blank page earlier will be changed into the same theme as the selected presentation. Okay, and then once you already have your theme, you can just simply follow through. Okay, for now, let us use my subject. So let's have grade 2 computer as an example. So for now, what we will do is we will be filling out the contents of our presentation. I'll be closing this so that later on it will be much easier for us to make this one interactive. So I'll add an additional slide as I want this presentation to serve as a material to my students. I will make a table of contents wherein they will be able to maneuver and they will be able to choose among this one. So I will make it like weekly so that they will be guided. For Monday, I want them to be studying about algorithm. Tuesday, I want them to be learning about flowchart. Okay, Then I'll move this one a little bit so that I'll have a space for Wednesday. So I can just simply copy that one so that I have the same format. Wednesday will be, let's say, for example, programming. So it's actually up to you how you would want your presentation to look like. This is just an example. Converting a flowchart into a program. And then, of course, lastly, let's have Friday. Maybe we can have a recap. And then I can move this one a little bit, of course, because I will be putting an assessment because I want my students to be able to I want to assess or evaluate their learning at the end of the week. Okay, there we go. And then let's add the slide for Monday. Monday I'll have this one wherein I'll be putting in one, and then Monday, let's say for example, yeah, algorithm, and then we can adjust this so that the text will fit. Okay, and I'll have objective to be able to inculcate algorithm in their daily routine. There we go. And then I'll add in another one for the description of algorithm. So what is algorithm? It is a process or set of rules to be followed. Okay? And then I'll add up until Tuesday only because we might not have enough time if we will finish up until Friday. So I'll adjust this one and then same thing, I'll put an objective. And then to be able to create a simple flow chart. And then I'll add an additional one, which is the one column text again, wherein I will be describing what is flow chart. It is a diagram showing a process. So just a short description, just a simple presentation, and there. Okay, so I want to add because my presentation looks a little bit dull, so I would want to put a little bit of designs on it. So maybe I can put or insert some images. So how do we insert images in our Google Slide presentation? Just click the insert and then you will choose image. Now upon hovering your mouse on the image one, you can upload from your computer, you can search the web, you can choose from your drive, photos by URL, or using the camera of your device. But for now, I'll be searching the web. Okay, so once you click that one, you'll be able to search for images in Google. So let's have, for example, circle brush PNG. Why did I use PNG? Because I want an image that has a transparent background. Okay, for now, I'll choose this one. So all you have to do is select the image and then click insert. Okay, and then just wait for the image to load. You can adjust it, and then I want to put it here just to put a little bit of design because the students are grade 2 and they want a presentation that's more that has more images on it. Okay, and then let's insert another one. Again, search for the web. This time around, I want maybe a checklist PNG. Why checklist? Because I want to insert a table of contents option in this page. So I want my students to be able to go back to the table of contents. So I will be inserting a text box. Okay, a text box is this one lets you insert a text. Okay. So I'll write in here table of contents, and then I can make this one smaller so that it will fit. I can change its color. There we go. There. So I already have my table of contents, and then I can copy this to my Tuesday one. There. Okay. And then I'll copy this one as well. There. Okay. Now going to this slide, I think it will be it's incomplete at some point if the students will just simply have this short description about algorithm. So what I would want is I want a video to be inserted on this one. So how do I insert a video? Again, every time you want to insert something, all you have to do is just click insert. Insert this time around, I'll be inserting video. So you can insert video from YouTube, you can insert by a URL or from another website, or you can also insert from your Google Drive. Now let's say for example you have your own video. Can you upload it here? Yes, you can upload it, but you have to upload it first in your Google Drive. Okay, but for now, let's add a video from YouTube. Okay, so you can actually search here already. You can search algorithm and click the search bar, and then a lot of results about algorithm will show. Or let's say, for example, you might have a hard time searching here. You want to see it first before you insert it. You can go to YouTube and then you can search there first. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's use this first video. Okay, so how do I get this video into my Google Slide presentation? All I have to do is just simply click or get the URL. Okay, get the URL of this video, which is located on the address bar. So I'll just copy this one, go back to my sample presentation, and then I will just paste the URL here. And then click the search bar, and then it will only show the video. Then, once you're okay with it, just select the video and click the select button. There we go. Okay, and there, you will see the video already inserted, so you can adjust it. You can make it smaller if you want. There we go. You can also adjust the duration of the video. Let's say, for example, you only want your students to watch a specific part of the video. You can change it here, or you can leave it as it is. Okay, so there. You can add multimedia elements as easy as that. Okay, so let's proceed to the internal linking. So let's say, for example, again, you want your students to be able to click on things on your Google Slide presentation. So let's say, for example, you want your students to be able to see the topics for Monday by just simply clicking Monday, and then you want your students to be able to go back to the table of contents or the list of the topics, or you want your students to be able to go back to the recap page of the Google Slides presentation before going to the assessment. So that is actually much easier on the end of our students because they are somehow guided with the table of contents. So let's just try this one as an example. So there we go. The student can just simply click on the assessment. Okay. So how do we actually do this one? So let me show you a short demonstration once again. Okay, so let's go back to the sample presentation. So what I want to happen is if my student will click Monday, he will be rerouted to the Monday page. If my student will click the Tuesday, he will be rerouted to the Tuesday page. So let me try presenting this one first without any without any internal linking. So I will click on Monday. Why did it go to Monday? Because Monday is the next page. So in Google Slides, whenever you click anywhere, it will automatically proceed to the next page. Now, if I will try clicking Tuesday, it will still go to the Monday page because I'm just simply going to the next page. So what do I need to do to make my presentation interactive? Okay? So all you have to do is simply insert a link. So how do we do that? Just simply select the text box that you want to link to other slides. Click the text box, right click on it, and then you will see this link option. Click the link option, and then you will have the option to choose among the slides in the presentation. So what slide is Monday? It is slide number 3. So I will just simply look for slide number 3, Monday. Select that and then click apply. Okay, and then you will see that it is already linked. Now I want to link Tuesday. So there's another way around in doing this one. Click insert and then look for link. So click link and then same thing, you will have the option to choose which slide would you want to link it in. So Tuesday is slide number 5. So I will be looking for slide number 5, Tuesday flowchart, and then click apply. There we go. Now let's go to slide number 3. I want my students to be able to go back to the table of contents if they will click this. So same thing, right click and then look for the link part. And then table of contents is slide number 2. So I'll look for slide number 2 and then click apply. Okay. Now let's say for example, you want to copy this one to the Tuesday one together with the link. So let's try that one. I will be copying this one. I will delete this one already because it doesn't have a link. So once you copy something that has a link already, the link will be copied as well. Okay, so this is actually one way of saving our time in editing or inserting link to all of the text box if it has the same linking. Okay, so then let's try to present this one. So if I will be clicking on Monday, I will be rerouted to the Monday page. If I will click table of contents, it will go back to the table of contents. If I will click Tuesday, it will go to the Tuesday page. And then if I click table of contents, it will reroute me to the table of contents. So as easy as that one. Okay, now let's proceed to the external linking. So let's say, for example, we want to include our assessment into our Google Slide presentation so that at the end of the lesson, the student will have this short evaluation form that will assess the knowledge that they gain from the lessons. So we can actually insert an external link, or let's say, for example, an assessment link into our Google Slide presentation. So how do we do this one? Let me show you a demonstration. So let's go back to our sample presentation. For now, we don't have the assessment part, so maybe we can add that one. So let's have in here, let's add an additional one, which is the section header. Let's have here assessment. Can just remove this one. There. Maybe I can add the table of contents on this one as well, so that it will just be complete. And then I'll add an additional one, which is the checklist. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, what I want to happen here is that when my student click on this part, they will be rerouted to the Google Forms assessment. So what do I need to do is insert a link. But I need to get the link of that evaluation first. So how do I do that? Of course, I need to go to Google Forms. And then let's try this sample quiz. So I will just simply have to open the assessment that you want to share to your students. And then what you will be getting is the link of the sending of the form. So just click send, and then you will see this link icon. Click that one. You can shorten the URL if you want, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you copy it. So I'll be copying this one, and then I will go back to the sample presentation, right click on it, and then choose link. Or another way around, insert, and then choose link. Okay, and then I will just simply paste the URL. Now I'll just click apply, And there we go. But I don't want my students to see the link. What I want them to see is go to this link. So can I change this one? Yes, you can. Just click the edit link and make sure that under text is the instruction. Click this to go to the test and then click apply. So once you click apply, you will see that it's automatically changed. Now let's try presenting this one. If the students will click this, will they be rerouted to the Google Forms? Let's see. Okay, there. So the students are automatically rerouted to the Google Forms already. So you don't have to instruct your students anymore to go to Google Forms, use this link, or try logging into this one, because if it is already embedded in your presentation, all they need to do is just click it and they will be rerouted to the assessment already. Okay? Alright. So let's say, for example, we're done with our presentation. We are ready to share this to our students. How do we make this available to them? So all we have to do is just simply share this sample presentation to them by clicking File and then click Share. Okay? Or another way around, we can just simply click the Share button here. So just click that one. And then if your students have their own Google account, you can write their email addresses here. Or if, let's say, for example, just like mine, if my students doesn't have their Google account, you can just simply give them the link. Okay, so click Get Link and make sure that it is not restricted and it is available to anyone with a link. Okay, now you have to make sure also that this one is under Viewer. Why Viewer? Because we only want our students to be able to view the presentation. We don't want them to be able to edit something on it. Okay, so make sure it is on Viewer and then just click Copy Link. There we go. And then once the link is copied, you may now click Done and then give the link to your students. Okay, so let's say, for example, you already give the link to your students. So how will it look like on the student's end? Okay, so on the end of the students, if they will access the link that you have provided, it will look like this one. So as you can see, the students doesn't have their own Google account. So will they be able to access a Google site without a Google account? Yes, they will still be able to do that. But as you can see, as per the settings, it is only on View. Okay, so even though the students will try to do something about it, they won't be able to edit it, but it will still be interactive. So let me present this one. So if the student will click Monday, again, it is still interactive, just as how you edit it. Okay, now you will notice that something appeared in here. We have an anonymous leopard. So what does this mean? Meaning there is someone else viewing your presentation. So this one could be your student. Why is it anonymous? Because your student is not logged into their Google account. But if your student is logged into their Google account, you will see their face here. Okay? All right. Now, is there another way around that we can share this to our students? Yes. Let's say, for example, you want your students to be able to access your presentation even if they are offline. In that way, you need to download your presentation as a PDF, which is accessible offline. So click File, choose Download, and then select PDF. Okay. Now, once you select PDF, you will notice that it will start downloading already. Now, once it is finished downloading, you may share this PDF to your students already. So they can access this one even if they are offline. Okay, so there. Will it still be interactive? Yes, it will still be interactive. Let's try. If I click Monday, it will go to the Monday page. If I click table of contents, it will go back. Tuesday, it will go to the Tuesday. If I click table of contents, it will go back. Now, earlier in my presentation, I inserted a video. Will the video here play? In PDF, you cannot play a video, but the video is linked to the YouTube. So for the students to be able to see the video, of course, he needs to be online. Okay. So upon clicking the video, you will be rerouted to the YouTube page where you got that specific video. Okay. And then, will the students still be able to go to the assessment form? Yes, the students will still be able to go to the Google Forms just by clicking the link. Okay, so same thing as the Google Slide presentation format. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just an additional feature, there's actually what we call Q&A in Google Slides. So this one is actually good for synchronous learning. Let's say, for example, you want to have a question and answer portion during your presentation, in between, or at the end of the sessions. So that's possible. So how do we make the Q&A feature available in our Google Slide presentation? So let's go back to the sample presentation. Okay, so going back here, if I will click Tools, you will see this Q&A history. But it says here, if I select this one, it will show the history of the Q&A. So how do we actually enable the Q&A feature? All we have to do is present our presentation first. Upon presenting our presentation, you will see this Q&A button. So just click that one, and then it will reroute you to another tab. So just click Start New at the bottom part, Start New, and then the audience or your students can already ask questions by simply going to this link. Okay, now you can give the link to your students, okay, or another way around. The link is already automatically flashed as you present your presentation. So all the students needs to do will be just to type the link and access it. Okay, now let's try it. On our students' end, they will go to the link, and from there, they will just simply type their questions about the presentation. So we can have in here, let's say, for example, what is algorithm? And then they will just simply submit the question. Upon submitting the question, let's go back to the teacher's end. You will see the questions here. Okay. Now let's say, for example, you want to present a specific question. You want the whole class to be answering that question. All you have to do is just simply click the present button, and then it will be presented to the whole class. There we go. Or let's say, for example, you're done with it already. You can just simply click hide. Okay, there. So as easy as that one. Now, if we will go back to our Q&A history, you will see that we already have a history of Q&A because we use this as we are presenting. And then you will see the list of the questions that was asked already. Okay? Okay, so basically that's it. That's how you use Google Slides in making interactive presentations, which is very useful for synchronous and asynchronous learning during our online distance learning.
Thank you very much, Angela, for your sharing. Before we go on a 3-minute break, we would like to give a shout out to all our attendees today. We are more than 1,000 viewers strong. Hello to all our participants from different parts of the Philippines and also of the world. We have participants from as far as Benguet, Masbate, and even Turkey. To all our attendees today, please be reminded that the certificates will only be given to attendees of all 3 sessions. All you have to do is to finish the broadcast and answer a short evaluation link, which will be given to you at the end of the broadcast. Also, we would like to inform you that this video will be recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. You can watch this again in your free time. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page to be updated of webinars we are going to be offering in the future. We will be back in 3 minutes. See you. And we are back. Thank you, participants, for staying with us. Our last speaker today is a familiar name in the Philippine robotics industry, especially when talking about applying robotics in the field of education. He will be talking to us today about product creation using 3D design and simulation. Friends, let us welcome a Xavier School computer teacher, EdTech coach, an Apple and Google certified educator, and a Microsoft innovative teacher, Mr. RoboGuro himself, Mr. Dominic Sales.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the last part of the series of webinar. So I am Dominic Sales. I'm also part of the Philippine Robotics team. I do teach coding in robotics and I'm one of the EdTech coaches in Xavier School. So my topic is all about supporting product creation during online distance learning. So I'll be showing you how to create a basic 3D application or a basic 3D design using a free online simulation tool, which is Tinkercad. But before we start with my actual demonstration, I want to share with you the role of 3D modeling in supporting your students' output. So when we say 3D modeling or what is the role of 3D modeling or 3D design? First is that students can observe features on 3D objects that are more difficult to visualize on paper or 2D formats. Students tends to appreciate the 3D models. Okay, so it's more students will be able to grasp what will be the output, or what is the actual image of an object, if it's 3D printed or if it's in 3D design. Also, 3D models also increased the accessibility of course material to non-visual learner, which means to say if you have students or learners that they are not really good in they are not visual learner, so maybe you can use 3D designs for them to be able to catch up whatever your lesson is. Okay, and also making 3D models allows for creativity, or which means to say allows for creative thought and problem solving, where students develop new tool or product, and can be a collaborative activity that builds students teamwork skills. Nowadays we have different 3D modeling devices, 3D modeling apps, softwares that's free to access and free to use. So students tends to share their knowledge, share their works to their classmates and to other learners, so that later on they can build this creativity, they can build this teamwork skills. Okay. And to start with my demonstration, I'm going to use Tinkercad. And of course, as I mentioned a while ago, Tinkercad is a free online simulation tool. And why I choose this Tinkercad is simply because Tinkercad is by far the easiest 3D modeling tool available in the market or in internet right now. So it is entirely based in the cloud, which means to say you don't need to download, you don't need to upload, you don't need to install this application. As long as you have the internet connection, as long as you have the gadget, iPad or tablet or computer, you can actually do 3D modeling, 3D design using Tinkercad anywhere, at your own time, at your own pace. So I'll be showing you my screen. It's already here. So as you can see in my screen, we have the environment of Tinkercad. So for you to be able to join me, so make sure that you're in tinkercad.com. All you need to do is open your browser. So recommended browser is Firefox and Chrome. So just type in the URL address. It's www.tinkercad.com. Okay, and after that, once you have the environment of Tinkercad, maybe you can just create your new account, a personal account. So you just click join now. But if you have your account already, then you simply click sign in. So since I do have my account already, so I'll just choose sign in, and then I will sign in using my Google account. Okay, so and yep, so here I'm going to use my robotics.dominic@gmail.com account. Okay, so let's just wait for the Tinkercad to load, and there you go. So the next environment that you'll see is the dashboard of Tinkercad, wherein you can choose the different features of Tinkercad, wherein you can see here in my computer, in my screen, you have the 3D designs, which will be discussed later on. We have also the circuits. This is used when you want to create basic circuits, coding and robotics. Also, we have the code blocks. This is new. We have also the lessons, which means to say that you can create your Tinkercad account using, let's say, a teacher account, and also ask your students to create their student account, and then you just need to give the class code. It's like a Google Classroom, which was discussed by Mr. Franco Edun, okay, during the first part of the webinar. And also you can see here the tweets, the latest tweets and trends about Tinkercad, and of course about Tinkercad support, follow, and the Autodesk. Okay, so let's begin to our demonstration on how can we use Tinkercad to create basic 3D design objects. Okay, so again, you need to select the 3D designs here, and of course you need to click the create new design. Okay, while waiting, I'm going to show you the design that we need to follow, that we need to create. So I actually made this design yesterday night. So this is a camera. Okay, this is a 3D camera. Okay, so it's made using the Tinkercad application. Okay, So yeah, so here is the Tinkercad environment. As you can see here, it's very easy and simple environment. Okay, so on the upper right or upper left corner of my screen, you can see the Zwanky Elzing. This is actually the name or the file name of your Tinkercad design. So we can change that. For us to be able to change the file name, we just simply double click and then we can retype our file name. Okay, so for example, this is our first 3D design. Okay, and then you just simply press enter key in your keyboard. Okay, so you can see now the file name is changed to first 3D design. The next thing to do is let's familiarize with the environment of Tinkercad. So you can see here that you can actually duplicate or copy your Tinkercad design. Okay, so copy, and of course if you want to copy, you can paste up, and of course you can duplicate, you can delete, you can redo and undo your designs. Also here, these are the disabled functions, icons. You can see later on the different functions of these icons once we're doing the actual 3D modeling design. Okay, and you can also import from your computer, local computer, and you can also export the file that you're doing here in Tinkercad, and later on if you want to 3D print your file, then you can do that also. So I'll be showing you how to export and what are the different extension names or file names that you can use if you export your 3D design. And for collaboration, you can add your learners, your classmates, your teammates later on. Okay? You can send your design to people also. Okay, and here these are the actual shapes available in Tinkercad. So these are just the basic shapes. Okay, you can choose. We have here different shapes: the text and numbers, characters, connectors, OSME, Hangout, and of course we have a lot more here. So it's up to you to navigate later on. Okay, so let's just use the basic shapes available in Tinkercad. And on my left screen, we have here the navigation icon. So I'm actually holding my left click in my mouse, so you can see that my work plane is actually moving. So this is how you navigate later on your Tinkercad design. The home, and of course the recenter, the zoom in and zoom out. Okay, and then of course the switch to perspective view. Moving on, let's now create a basic 3D model. So what we're going to do is actually create a basic camera, a 3D model of a camera. So this one, okay, you can see a digital camera here. So again, you can use this icon to navigate the 3D object, or also you can use the right click of your mouse to navigate. Okay, all right. And now I think we are ready to design our camera, our 3D camera. So first thing to do is to, of course, let's check our camera. As you can see here, we have the shape. I think this is a square shape. Okay, so we need to add a box. This one is a box. Okay, you simply select the box or select the 3D object that you want to put in your work plane and then drop it. Okay, so this is our box, and then the next thing to do is to resize. We have options on how are we going to resize our 3D design. So it's the manual thing. You simply select the point and then you simply drag or push or pull it. Okay, so you can see in my screen right now. Okay, and also we have the you may type the exact size. For example, this one is 20. I can change this and make it 25, and here I can make it let's say 75. So yeah, so that's it. So you can manually resize your 3D design, or you can actually just simply type your desired size. Okay, so going back to our design, you can see there is an actual radius here or smooth edge. So let's try to add. Okay, to recenter everything, by the way, you can select the 3D object and use your left click. Okay, in your mouse, you hold the left click and then you simply move your 3D design. Okay, and of course, since there's smooth, there's a radius or smooth edge, so maybe we can use here the cylinder. This one is the cylinder, and then drop it here. There you go. And let's just make sure to follow the size of our first object, which is the box. So we can manually type it. Okay, so I think this is 25. There you go. So yeah, so I think we can now group the two objects. On how to do that, so you simply select the two objects, and then you can see here in my upper right corner the Control G. You can press Control G in your keyboard, or you simply click this icon for it to be able to group the two objects. Now, since we're able to group it, you can see that the color will be changed and it will become red. Okay, so Command Z for the meantime, since we need to duplicate this cylinder, making sure that the other edge or the other part of our cube or box is similar to the right part of our box. So let's just copy. So select the 3D object. You can simply duplicate it or copy paste. This one is duplicate, so you can duplicate and then just move the cylinder here. There you go, you can see now, and make sure it's proportion. All right, I think this is okay, looking good. Now we can select the whole thing, the three 3D objects, and we can just simply press Ctrl G in our keyboard to group these three 3D objects. Now you can see that I have a smooth edge in my box. So let's resize our box. Select the box, and then again you can manually resize, or you can just type the size. Maybe let's say it's 30. Okay. So that's how you combine or group 3D objects, and how can you resize using manual and using the exact, if you want to the exact measurement, then you simply type the value. Okay, so going back to our camera, you can see here it's quite, there's a black color here. Then let's just follow. Maybe we can duplicate this thing. Let's make sure first we need to change the color, so make it black for the min. Yeah, it's black. Yeah, and then let's duplicate this 3D design. So again, to duplicate, you simply press in your keyboard Control D, or use this icon, duplicate, and then resized. You can see now it's resizing, and let's change the color and make it lighter one. Okay, and then of course you can see that it's actually, it covered our first 3D object, which is the black. So maybe we can resize this one. So select the object, and then maybe we can type 23, and then this one, maybe it's 93 also. There you go. Now you can see our the sign. So we need to recenter everything. Okay, so let's just check our 3D design here. There, so there's a space at the bottom. So let's move this black 3D design here just a little bit. Now I think it's okay. And then let's recenter everything, making sure that it's proportion. Then we can select everything, box select, okay, just like that. Or in individual selection, you simply click the first object and then hold your shift key in your keyboard and then select the other object. So once selected, you can now realign the 3D object. So to do that, you can press in your keyboard the letter L, or this icon. Simply select the icon, press it, and then you can see there are several points here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to perfectly what do you call this one? Perfectly rearrange and then recenter everything. So I'm going to choose this center. There you go. You can see it's actually centered, and we have also here other one there. So it's actually recenter now. Okay, and we can move now the 3D model. We can move it just a little bit down here. There you go. Let's check our sample here. Yes, so I think it's okay. And the next part is going back here. You can see, let's just resize this higher. There you go. I think, yeah, this is 57. And you can see here, guys, there's a cut in here. Okay, so let's just cut. Okay, so to do that, we need to add another 3D object, which is the box. Okay, here, and then resized, and then yeah, you can manually resize it. And then let's move our 3D object at the top of our first 3D design. Okay, moving it. Yeah. So you can see, let's move it. There you go. You can actually use your keyboard to move your 3D objects. Yeah, just making sure it's proportional. You can move it, lower bit. Let's check our shape here, our sample design here. I think it's at the center. Okay, I think it's, yeah. So I think this is okay already. And now make sure that everything will overlap the first 3D design. There you go. And to cut the object, we need to make this 3D object a whole or a transparent. So you select the 3D object and then press hole here, this one. And then you can see it's already transparent here. Okay. And of course, once done, you can now group the two objects. Again, select the first object, hold your shift key, and then select the next object. And then after that, we need to group. You simply press Ctrl G, or you can select the icon here. And then you can see now it's already, the design is already the same with our sample camera 3D design. Okay, so let's check our sample design here. Yeah, so it's already the same. There you go. And you can see there are two cylinder. The one is smaller. Okay, so let's try to do that also. So let's add a cylinder here. Okay. Yep, so cylinder. And resize the cylinder. Okay, maybe this is like 12 by 12. This is a smaller one. And then let's make sure to recenter this. Okay, and then lower. Okay, so resized. There you go. We'll change the color later on. Okay, so going back to our camera sample, it's smaller, and then another cylinder here, quite bigger. So we can just duplicate the cylinder here. Okay, and then resize. So duplicate, and then moved. I'm using my arrow key, and then resized. Maybe this is 15 by 15. There you go. And then let's use our keyboard arrow keys. There you go. So yeah, let's check. Yeah, I think it's the same already. Just a little bit higher here. There. And of course, let's change the color. Select the 3D object and then change the color. Also this one, sorry. There you go. So I think we have the first part of the body of our 3D camera here. And the next thing to do is, of course, we have the red thing here. Okay, that's the signal that the camera is recording, whatever. Yeah. So let's try to add the red thing there. So another cylinder, just simply drag and drop, resized. Maybe that is 7 by 7. Yep. And then resize this one. Manually resize it. And now let's try to rotate. We need to rotate the 3D object. You can see here. Okay, so we can rotate it manually, or we can simply type the value. I think this is 90 degrees. So you simply select and then type 90 degrees. There you go. So change the color and make it red. Okay, yep. So there. And then let's try to move it, making sure that it's at the center of our 3D model. Okay, and then moved a little bit lower. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same already. Yeah, I think we need to resize it also. So let's just resize, make it like 5. Also this thing here, it should be 5. There. So now it's proportion. Okay. The next thing to do is we have here the cylinder also here. So we can add another cylinder. Simply select cylinder here and drop. and then resize, manually resize, or you can simply type the value. So maybe that is like around 50 by 50. Yep, I think it's 50 by 50. Yeah, sure. We can just go back to the size later on. Okay, and then of course let's rotate. Here we need to select this one and then type 90 degrees. There you go. And of course resize one more thing here. Okay, all right, I think this is quite good. And of course let's move this using our keyboard key. Okay, arrow key, and then there, and then recenter. There, I think it's quite big, so maybe we can resize this. Maybe we can make it like around 35 by 35. Okay, 35 by 35, 35 by 35. Also the height should be 35 also. There. So again, let's move our cylinder here. Yep, okay. A little bit more. Okay, higher. There. So let's check our sample. Okay, I think it's perfect already. So let's just maybe change the color of this. Okay, there you go. So we have this lens already here. All right. So going back to our 3D design, you can see there's a black cylinder around here, a black circle here. So let's try to create that one. But you can see also here there's a bigger shape here, a bigger cylinder here. So maybe we can just duplicate this thing. Okay, resized. There you go. And duplicate. Yep, and then resized. And then let's change the measurement. Maybe we can make this 33. Of course, let's make the height to 33 also. Okay, making sure this is proportion. This one should be 33 also. There. So let's recenter this. Okay, we can manually adjust it, or you can simply use the alignment tool later on. Okay, so I think this is okay already. And the next part is we have the block circle here. So again, one more. Okay, duplicate, and then let's move this thing here, resized there, and then we can I think there is a bit of hole here, so meron siyang butas dito. So yeah, pwede nating resize po ito, and then let's say it's 30. Also this one should be 30. Yep, and then recenter, and then moved. All right, and move it higher. Yeah, so I think we can adjust the size also. Maybe this is 25 here. Okay, then move. There you go, and move also. There. If you are okay with the measurement already, then we can make this as a transparent, and then let's combine, or let's group this one to our 3D object here, and then press Ctrl G in your keyboard, or simply click this icon, and you can see now. Okay, yeah, so let's check our sample 3D design here. Yes, and of course we just simply duplicate this thing again, and then resize, making sure that it should be in black color. You can see here in our screen. So let's duplicate this thing. You click this duplicate, and let's move our 3D object here, resized. Yep. And of course, we need to resize this thing. Maybe this is 23 by 23. Let's try 23. Yes, and let's recenter this. Okay. Okay, and then move backwards, and then a little bit lower, I think. Yeah. So there you go. And then let's change the color of this one. Make it no, not red. This one is black. Okay, so we have here our block object. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. And the last part is there's the same color at the center. So again, let's simply duplicate this thing, duplicate, and move the object, or yeah, move the object and resized. This is let's try 20. by 20, and then change the color, and then again recenter, higher, and then moved. Okay, there you go. So if you're, yeah, I think it's not, yeah, maybe we can change this, make it 18. This one is 18 also. There you go. And you can now recenter everything. There you go. Yep. So let's see our design here. Yeah, we can move this one a little bit here. So yeah, so it's now the same. There's just a little more like a circle shape at the center, but it's okay. Now you can see in my screen there's a shape in here. Okay, rectangular shape. Okay, so let's try to add those shapes. So again, another box here. Resize the box. Yeah, so you can manually resize it. Okay, or you can simply type the measurement and then moved. You can use your keyboard. Okay, I'm using my keyboard right now. There, let's check our sample design. Yep, so maybe smaller. Okay, and another, let's duplicate this thing and use your keyboard and then resize. This one is a bit bigger. There you go. And now let's make this box transparent, and then choose whole, and of course select the two 3D objects and then grouped. There. So yeah, so I think it's Command Z. Let's move this and then select everything. Then sorry, let's make sure this is transparent and grouped. There you go. And the last part, see here. Okay, so I think we need to, yeah, make this transparent also. Select the two objects and then group. There you go. And we missed something here. There is a smaller box inside the speaker box. So let's Command Z first. Let's make sure to create the smaller box first before the bigger box. And then, yep. And then duplicate this thing. Okay. And then, yeah, we can now duplicate this. Select the duplicate and then resize. There you go. Resize. Bigger. Yes. And recenter. So a little bit lower. There you go. And now we can now make this thing transparent. Okay. So select the two objects and then group. There you go. And then the last one here, select the object and then hold your shift key and then select the camera and then group. There. So you can see now it's quite similar to our sample design here. Yep. So all we need to add is the text, the next series text here. Okay. So yeah. Then let's try to add the text. So look for the text here and then rename. Name it as next series. Yep. And let's resize this text. Okay, this is manually resized. And of course, we need to rotate 90 degrees again. There you go. And of course, we need to make sure that this one is located just at the right corner of our camera. Okay. Yes. Okay, a little bit lower here. And then let's change the size. Okay. There. So let's check our sample design here. So there. And then to finalize things, we need to make this text transparent also. So select the object, make it as a whole or transparent, and then select the camera and then press Ctrl G on your keyboard or you simply click this icon here. And you can see now our design. It's already embedded in our camera. Okay, so yep. So pretty much that's our 3D design. I think it's not, yeah. So grouped. There you go. So this is now our final design. As you can see in our sample 3D camera here, so we were able to duplicate the camera. Okay. Now you can change the colors if you want to change. Maybe you can make this yellow. It's up to you. Okay. How about this red? It's up to you. So it's your choice if you want to choose other colors later on. But for the meantime, this is our final output. Now I'm going to show you how can we export this product so that we can we can 3D print it later on. Okay, so let's try to export the product. You simply click export here, and then you can see the different choices, the different extension names. You can see OBJ here, STL, and GLTF. So I'm choosing STL. Okay, now once you click the STL, it will automatically be downloaded in your computer. So you can see here in my computer lower screen. So it's already downloaded. So let's try to open our 3D design. You simply click it, and it's generating. There you go. So this is our final output, wherein you can now 3D print this 3D design. If you have your 3D printer with you, well, you can 3D print this. Okay, so you can also see here different unit of measurements. So it's up to you if you want to change the unit of measurement. Okay, so that is for today. That's all for my topic. I hope you learned something on how can we use 3D, how can we use 3D design using Tinkercad, and how can we integrate 3D modeling to support the product of our learners, to support the product of our students later on, to lessen the cost, to lessen the cost of the project. So since we are doing online distance learning, I think it's much it's quite prettier if we use different online simulation tools such as Tinkercad in giving our students. If you want to give our students project later on, then we can use Tinkercad if it's it's 3D design. Okay, so it's up to you on how can you integrate your different subjects using Tinkercad also. So once again, thank you for listening. For you to be able to get updates, the latest updates, please follow us in our YouTube. This is our YouTube channel. It's nextseries.ph. Also, we have our Facebook account. So go to Facebook and type nextseries.ph, and then again, do not forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be able to be updated on our next series of webinars. Again, I am Dominic Sales, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Dom. Dear participants, please help us in giving a special shout out to our keyboard warriors who monitored your chats to take note of your comments and your questions. We would like to say thank you to Lynette Del Castillo, Carl Gozo, Emmy Bien, Weng Sison, and Jet De Mihilio for collating all the questions for us. To give them time to finalize these questions, we will again have a 3-minute break. Continue sending your questions and we'll do our best to answer them. See you in 3 minutes. Nagahang ka. Welcome back, everyone. And I think the three speakers we have right now deserve a round of applause, even if it's virtual, for giving us a very insightful session for this week's next series. At this point, we'll be going for all the questions that we have collated. But maybe to get us started, we can have this very simple question. I think as educators, we all faced a kind of transition in trying to adjust into this new normal. May we ask from all our speakers the greatest takeaway you got in preparing for this new normal transition that we are all preparing for? Maybe we could start with Dia or Miss Sarah Viana.
Hi, hello everyone. So I hope you enjoyed the webinar. For the questions, or Christian, we have to take this thing that's happening to us right now as an opportunity to learn. We should have that courage to understand the other things around us that we were not able to touch before this setup. So you just have to be brave and take this as a way for everyone to learn.
Thank you very much, Sarah. That's a very beauty queen answer of yours. Let's see if our next speaker, Angela, will give an equally great answer. Angela,
Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone is actually, we are all in this new situation. It might be very, really challenging first, but we just have to keep in mind that for every challenge that we take, if we will do it with optimism, there is a sure success on it. Given today's context, we just have to be more adaptable and accepting of new ideas. So, as a teacher, let's not forget that we should always keep on learning.
thank you very much, Angela. And last but not the least, Dom, what's your greatest takeaway so far? Thank you very much, Dom. And since you have the floor, might as well ask you for the questions posted by the participants about your presentation. Let me just give you three questions at a time because I think you can answer them in one go. Maybe the first one is: Can this be done online and offline? Where can this be downloaded? And is it free access? Music, arts, PE. Mosaic. Mosaic 3D app. Yes. Hello, Dom. Uh, all right. Yes, Dom. Well, Dom, just in case we get updated with questions, we'll get back to you na lang. But right now, let's give the floor to Miss Angela Ligumbres. Jella, we have a couple of questions. The first one, can we make use of Google Slides offline?
Um, yes, as mentioned earlier, we can use it offline as long as we had the extension for it. And then we just have to make sure that whenever we do some editing while we are offline, we have to make sure that we go online for at least 5 minutes to update our presentation. So just in case our students access the presentation, it is still updated.
All right. Thank you for that, Jella. How to create theme, the imported theme from Google Slides. Wait, let me just rephrase that. How do slides are these themes from other sites?
There are actually a lot of available themes sites itself. You can also import slides themes from other websites such as Slidesbook.
Thank you. Maybe last one for Jella, but Jella, when we'll come back to you to answer all the other questions posted. Maybe you can find a way in the interest of time to answer all of them in a couple of goes. So last muna before we leave you, what are the major advantages of using Google Sheets instead of using MS PowerPoint? Or maybe Google's it says Sheets or Slides. I think it's Slides. The advantages of using Google Slides instead of using MS PowerPoint.
Okay. Actually, first things first, Google Slides is free, okay, and it is certainly user friendly. It as it is web based, it is actually built for collaboration. So you can actually work with your team in one Google presentation. So let's say, for example, you're a group of computer teachers and we slide presentation for the whole grade 4 batch. You can just simply for slide 1 to 5, and then Miss Viana will be working for slide 6 to 10, and it actually saves time.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much for that, Angela. Maybe we can hear from Miss Sarah a couple of questions. Let's go with the technical question offline. And how does Class Dojo function?
All right. So for DQ World, it is a web-based application. So technically, we cannot use it offline. But what I can suggest is for you to let your students access DQ World during asynchronous activities so that they can explore more about it. On the teacher's end, you can even monitor how they're progressing, so you don't have to worry if they're not doing it during your class. Now, for Class Dojo, they had created such innovation during the like a learning management system for everyone. So just how whatever your vision of an dojo can provide that for you.
All right. Maybe just a follow-up. DQ accommodate in an online class? And is there a limit when it comes to the number of participants?
Okay, so based on my experience, I handle 9 classes. Each has 30, like 40 students. DQ was able to accommodate everyone. So I don't think there's such limit when it comes to the people who can join you per class.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. You can look at the remaining questions back to you. You can answer all of them at once. All right. Maybe we can go back to Dom. Dom, Any other questions you feel like answering or final word from you before we end?
Yes. Sir Christian, I think hindi po ata ako narinig kanina. I think hindi naka-on yung aking microphone. Can you check kung naririnig po ako sa mismo nating ano?
All right. May I request the participants on our YouTube will so I'm looking at the chat right now. If you heard Mr. Sales and his answer earlier, please comment that you heard him so we'd know whether to move on to the next question or to have him answer the first questions I asked.
Yes, yes. Narinig,
Tingnan natin.
narinig pa ba ako? Can you check?
Yes, we can hear you, Dom, but let's just check the
Yes, yes.
participants.
Opo. Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
Wala pa din daw. I'll just check my audio here.
Yes.
Uh,
Medyo delayed lang yung comments natin sa sa YouTube Live. So, tingnan natin. Maybe before while checking, we can have Angela
Yeah,
answer questions first, then we'll go back to Dom. Angela, were you able to check the questions posted? Anything you'd like to answer or you feel like answering? Something you think people should remember about what you presented?
There's a question about if the Google Forms is possible for other LMS. Yes, it is possible. So you can use it regardless if you're using Schoology, Canva, CISO, or even Google Classroom. It is very flexible. And there's this one last question wherein is the video that I included in the download self-made Google slide enabled to play offline? So just like the YouTube earlier, videos that was embedded in the Google Slides will be available online only.
All right. Thank you, Angela. Any final words before we go to Sarah?
There's a lot more things that we can do in Google Slides. It's just that we don't have enough time to tackle everything, but we learn as we explore the application itself.
Thank you very much. So, participants, you heard Miss Angela Ligumbres. Try to explore that particular app yourself and try to discover new things about it. And maybe in the coming weeks, we can have a second session of what Miss Legumbres presented. That's
hey.
why you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page to be notified of the next webinar sessions we're going to be having.
Yes.
Miss Sarah, any questions you'd like to answer or final words you'd like to give our participants?
All right. So there is one here. Like, is there a way to measure digital literacy skills? This is not like the usual thing when we do assessments that we measure everything by point. It is based on the output that your students are showing at the end of the day. When you give the lessons that they should be mindful of things that's going around them, especially if it's online. And you'll see that there has been a development with their behavior. That is how you can measure digital citizenship skills. But if you really want to have that table, that content, and so the numerical value of digital citizenship skills or digital literacy skills, and probably you may want to look at DQ World on its another website, the DQ World Institute. I think they provide a chart of how you can measure digital literacy and citizenship.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Any final words you'd like to give our participants? Something you feel they should remember about their presentation?
Okay, so always be safe online. Do not give away your information as if you were giving it to your friends. Be safe. Remember, once you put your information online, it's no longer yours alone. You are already sharing it to the world.
Thank you very much for that, Dia. I hope everyone remembers that. And lastly, Mr. Sales.
Hey.
Dom, any about our question earlier, I think they heard your answer to the question and I think your line is much clearer now.
All right.
So maybe we can proceed to other questions if you like answering
Yep.
or final words you'd like to give our
Yes.
participants.
I think they were not able to, yung audio ko kanina, sir, no? So, just to
Yeah.
answer the questions from our participants, is Tinkercad free? Yes po, Tinkercad is free 100%. All you need to do is to have a stable internet connection. Can I download Tinkercad? Or meron po bang offline version ng Tinkercad? Yes. Meron pong offline version ng Tinkercad. You can download Autodesk. Free din po siya. You can download SketchUp. You can download Blender. And other 3D modeling applications na free. Okay? Um, I think Tinkercad is only available for laptops and PCs. It's available also using your iPad or tablet. Pwede po siyang gamitin. Pwede po ba to sa MAPE? 100% pwede po sa kahit anong subjects as long as naka-align po yung gagawin po ninyong project sa mismong topics po ninyo. Tinkercad is cloud-based. It's free. Okay? And Mosaic 3D app, pareho lang po ba yan nung sa website na ginamit mo po? Alin po mas okay? So, ang Mosaic po is for educational tools talaga siya. So, meron siyang free na around 1,000 to 1,500 educational tools. And ang Mosaic po ay nadadownload po siya sa inyong mobile phone. So, I think kung ang problem po ninyo ay internet connection, stable internet connection, then you can use Mosaic 3D app sa offline version. Okay? And can we save? Yes, you can save and edit the file. Automatic po na nasa-save yung file. You don't need to save it every now and then. As long as may internet connection po kayo, every click po ninyo ng component or every design na ginagawa ninyo, nasa-save po automatically yung mismong design. Sir, Tinkercad ba pwede po sa 2010 version? Yes, pwede po. Ang kailangan lang po sa Tinkercad ay may internet connection. And of course, stable internet connection. Ayun, Sir Christian, yun na po lahat yung mga katanungan nila.
All right, Dom. Any final words? Something that you'd like to impart on our participants before we end this particular series?
Ayan. Well, nasabi na po lahat ng aking mga co-speakers. Pretty sure na sa susunod po na mga webinars namin, mas exciting at mas kapanapanabik po yung mga susunod dahil yung mga susunod po na speakers natin ay very notable and kilalang kilala po sa mundo ng EdTech, okay, Educational Technology. So, inaanyayahan ko po kayong i-subscribe ang aming YouTube channel at i-click din ang notification bell para sa ganun manonotify po kayo kung meron kaming webinar. So, kahit hindi kayo updated sa aming Facebook account, at least updated kayo sa aming YouTube channel. Or vice versa, updated kayo sa Facebook account namin and ipopost namin yung mga links na kailangan yung puntahan. Para sa ganun, mas marami pa po kaming maibahagi sa inyo ng libre. At upang sa ganun, magamit nyo po lahat ng ito later on in facing online distance learning. Ayan po. So yun lamang po, my dear participants and viewers, Sir Christian.
Yes. But I think what's best is that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and at the same time like our Facebook page. All right. At this point, we will flash on screen the link to the evaluation form you have to accomplish before 8 p.m. tomorrow. Again, let me repeat that. Ngayon po, ipa-flash na po namin ang evaluation at the link to the evaluation you have to accomplish before 8 p.m. tomorrow. Remember that this is required in getting your e-certificates. So, we'll give you time to check out the link, take a picture of it so that's easier to access and to go to that site. So, once again, participants, thank you for joining us. We hope you learned a lot, and we hope to see you in the next webinar of the next series. Have a good night. Thank you very much, and see you in our coming webinars. Salamat po.